Ever felt like no matter how hard you push, how much you innovate, or how many brilliant ideas you've got locked away, it's just not enough? Like you're banging your head against an invisible wall made of traditions, gatekeepers, and endless red tape? That feeling, that gut-wrenching frustration when the system that's supposed to help you move forward is shackling you tighter instead? You're not alone. The harsh truth is, the world as it stands right now, it's built to crush the rare, the exceptional, the outsiders who refuse to stay quiet. It loves to sell freedom, but delivers chains disguised as comfort. Mediocrity is rewarded, and true innovation is locked out, buried under a mountain of how things have always been done. Founders, investors, leaders. This system doesn't want you to break free. It wants you contained, analyzed, optimized, but never unleashed. You feel that tension inside you, that itch that screams, there's something more, something beyond the ordinary. But chasing that something feels impossible, because the resources, the connections, the opportunities, they're not built for the radical ideas that shake the ground. Even the concept of crowdfunding, that bright spark of hope, is often cornered into just another funding mechanism, a tool for small dreams, not the explosion of impact that you know could redefine everything. Here's the brutal truth. The current crowdfunding landscape is like a cage masquerading as a key. Too many projects with potential get lost in noise, drowned in a sea of sameness, while the truly explosive innovations, the ones that could rewrite the rules, struggle to find the fuel they desperately need. The infrastructure to connect those few rare visionaries with equally rare believers who can ignite the movement. It's fragmented, inefficient, often shallow. You need more than just money. You need a web of understanding, fierce collaboration, and a system that not only believes in you but invests in the whole transformation you're about to unleash. But what if crowdfunding could be so much more than just a platform for cash? What if it could be the final frontier, the last and biggest leap for unleashing high-impact innovation? Imagine a world where crowdfunding isn't just a transaction, but a meeting ground where brilliance in its rawest, wildest form finally finds the oxygen to breathe. A world where the rare, misunderstood, misaligned founders and investors don't just coexist, but ignite one another. This is the revolution no one talks about, because the system fears what it can't control. The fear of the unknown, the unorthodox, the unfiltered surge of disruptive power. But maybe that's exactly what makes crowdfunding, the collective push beyond borders and dogma, the perfect launching pad for the kind of radical, game-changing innovation that the world so desperately needs. High-impact innovation doesn't play by the usual rules. It demands patience, unwavering belief, ruthless clarity, and a willingness to burn through old ideas like kindling. It's messy, chaotic, deeply personal. And it's terrifying because it asks you to shed every protective layer you've ever clung to. The safe paths, the scripts, the expert advice that's designed to keep you small. Most crowdfunding campaigns fail not because the ideas aren't brilliant, but because the ecosystem isn't ready to hold the wildfire of true innovation. So how do you break free from this trap? How do you make crowdfunding your launchpad, not your prison? First, it's about seeing crowdfunding not as a shortcut, but as a forge, where your concept, your vision, your very identity is tested, hammered, and refined through the finest heat of scrutiny and community. You need to embrace brutal honesty with yourself and your backers. No sugarcoating, no polished pitches with empty promises. High-impact innovation requires radical transparency, inviting your most critical thinkers in as allies, not adversaries. Second, the magic happens when you go beyond just funding and build fiercely selective alliances. Stop chasing every potential contributor or investor out there who just throws cash without understanding your mission. Instead, connect deeply with the right few, those who catch your fire, who burn as bright as you do, who won't ask you to compromise your vision but will fuel it with their commitment, insights, and grit. This isn't a numbers game. It's a quality game. The few aligned with your truth become your unstoppable force. Third, patience is your secret weapon. High-impact innovation is not a click-and-go affair. It's a long burn. It requires enduring every bump, every failure, every rejection, and growing stronger through it. This is where so many founders and investors falter, craving instant validation and quick wins. But the frontier of real change rewards those who play the long game, who see crowdfunding as a chapter in their legacy, not just a check on their to-do list. Fourth, technology and platforms must serve as bridges, not barriers. The future of crowdfunding will be about decentralized, autonomous networks, self-organizing spaces where rare ideas and rare people find each other without the usual filters, biases, or bureaucratic walls. Imagine a place where individual sovereignty reigns, where decisions happen transparently, where creators and backers co-create the new reality together. High-impact innovation needs this new infrastructure, one designed for the exceptional, not the average. Fifth, the power of narrative cannot be overstated. Your story is not just a marketing tool, it's the lifeblood of your entire campaign. But it must be raw and real, not rehearsed or polished to death. The world is hungry for authenticity, for people who don't just sell a product, but invite others into a shared journey of transformation. When you craft your crowdfunding story around why your innovation matters, not just what it is, you tap into something deeper, the collective yearning for meaning, change, and freedom. But remember, this path is not for the faint-hearted. It's for those burning with an insatiable hunger to break the mold, shatter illusions, and rewrite the rules. It's for founders who have felt isolated and misunderstood, investors who are tired of the same old safe bets, and leaders who refuse to settle for incremental change. If you're watching this, feeling that electric tension inside you, you're not here by accident. You are called to something bigger. This is where the edge finds its voice. Crowdfunding is not the finish line. It's the launchpad for what no one else dares to do. It's the revolt against a broken system that rewards complacency and punishes visionaries. It's the beacon for those who crave sovereignty over their creativity and the freedom to transform the world on their terms. No more waiting for permission. No more relying on slow, outdated systems that dilute your fire. The final frontier for high-impact innovation is here, and it's powered by those who dare to connect deeply, act boldly, and believe fiercely. Pitch your ideas to certainty, not noise. Build alliances that magnify your mission. Build platforms that set you free, not hold you back. With every campaign, you're not just raising funds, you're crafting the future, one sovereign, radical, and unstoppable step at a time. If that spark is igniting inside you right now, feed it. Don't let it die in a world that's comfortable with the status quo. Harness the power of crowdfunding not as it is, but as it can be. A fierce tool to unlock the impossible. A network where misaligned brilliance becomes aligned power, and the rare become the architects of tomorrow. The chains are only real if you believe in them. Break free. Build your tribe. Burn through limits. Transcend what should be. Crowdfunding is the final frontier because it's where individual will meets collective power, where the rare come together to break the system from the edges, setting their visions free, shaping reality itself. Now, it's time to step into that fire, own that power, and rewrite what the future looks like. The frontier isn't waiting, neither should you.